my presentation will focus on Silverlight. Everything that Norbert has presented actually is developed under Silverlight. Anybody developing in Silverlight from the group, from the audience? There's 1, 2, 3. There are a few there. So you're going to leverage your existing knowledge and skills in Silverlight, now developing applications for the phone. For those who are not developing in Silverlight, well, you're going to leverage some of your existing knowledge and skills in doing rapid application development, but now we're doing it for the Windows Phone. Link. I'm just going to add this screen. Okay. That's the link there. So I don't have that red line there anymore. So if you notice here in the code, if there's no error, I assigned the source of the list box from a link query, which will query out of the XML that I extracted out of the web client. So that's it for the first set of the code. Now let's try this application if it works. So here is my Twitter, and Norbert says his Twitter address is Norbert. Oh, sorry, Norbs. Let's see if this works. 888. If I click search, okay, it goes through the net. Where is that URL? And there's nothing. Okay. Let's see now. Am I online? Let's just try it out the browser. Demo. I'll show another demo instead. This is supposed to be interesting because it connects to a web service. I want to show you that you can build a Windows Phone 7 application that connects to the cloud, pulls that information, and then displays it on the phone. Okay, so to make up for this, I'll show you another demo instead. I'll try to make this work later on if there's time, and I'll show this again. Okay, let's create a new project. Norbert mentioned that Windows Phone devices comes with a lot of cool hardware, right? Like accelerometer, camera, GPS, and so on. Okay, and what I'm going to show you is that how you can take advantage of this hardware that's in the phone, and how little lines of code you need to take advantage of this hardware that's in the device. So this time, I'm going to demo how you can take advantage of the phone's camera. Let's say you want to create an application for, let's say, surveying locations. So when you go to the location, when you create a record for it, you want to take a photo, associate the record, and then push it on the cloud. Okay. So how do you take advantage of the features of the device? So to make this demo a bit simple, I'm just going to use a button and an image. Okay, the button will launch the camera, and whatever the camera captures, then I'm going to show it inside this image box. I'm going to show you that it's just about 3 lines of code that I will need to write to enable this. I'm going to change the caption to, let's say, capture image, for example. Of course, I'm running on the emulator, so we're not expecting really to get images, but I'm going to show you how you're going to run the camera dialog on the emulator, even though you're running on the emulator. Okay. So instead of me typing, I'm just going to copy and paste. All of this hardware, like, are the features of the phone, like address book, access to the camera, and so on, are under the namespace Microsoft.phone.task. You need to have a reference for it before you can have access to each of this. I think it's officially called choosers in Windows Phone 7. So here, in button 1.click, I want to take advantage of the camera chooser. So, okay, at least this time I don't need to access the internet, it's just local. I'm really sure this works. So, you need to create a camera capture task, okay, and then you need to add an event handler when the camera has captured an image. Okay? So next you just execute a show method to show the camera's dialog, take a picture, and then the event will fire. And then from here, what I want to do is that I want to get that photo that has just been taken and put it inside my image box. Okay? So from here, so the task, okay, executed our handler, and then the result was okay, so there was an image. The first thing we do is we convert that chosen photo, which is now a property of E, which is one of the parameters of our event handler, and then we set it to a bitmap so we can assign it to our source of our image, to our image control. Okay, so it's as simple as receiving an event, getting the image, which is a stream, converting it to a bitmap, and then assign it to our image. So here's the demo, capture image. If I click on this button, it will launch the chooser. So this is the camera. It's not showing anything because it's really just an emulator, but I can capture an image here, and it asks me if I would like to accept. If I choose accept, then the image is there in my image box. Okay, so at least I have one demo that's working. Okay, so my apologies. Again, if there's time later, I'll show you that Twitter demo that we made. So moving further, just to continue, so you can create applications such as this, wherein you can connect to the cloud, pull information like weather, and then show it on your Silverlight application. So next, I'm going to discuss about SAP files. What is a SAP file? After you compile your application, Visual Studio actually generates a SAP file. This is what's actually being delivered to the mobile device or your emulator. So when you ship your applications, it's actually with a .xap extension or a SAP file. A SAP file is simply a zip file. If you're going to rename the SAP file to zip, you can still open the SAP file and then see what's inside it. It's actually your application as well as configuration, how do you want it deployed, all the information about deploying your application on the mobile device. So I've discussed that Microsoft provides the tools. You have an emulator. You get documentation online. You get all this stuff. On which after this you are creating your SAP application, which you could try it out on the emulator, or you can try it out on a physical device. Okay. After which you can publish to Microsoft Marketplace. So there is a marketplace. It's an online service where you can publish your application, so people can look for your application. You could allow people to download evaluation editions. If they want the real one, then they pay, and you get the profit from the app that you built. So every Windows Phone 7 device actually has access to Marketplace. They can search, they can download, they can install, and it's the SAP file that gets delivered to the phone. Okay, so the facility is also provided to you, not only the development, but even to selling your applications online. Okay, so this is a sample of a screenshot of the App Hub. If you have an account under App Hub, it's as simple as you define your product name, which version of the operating system, which is Windows Phone 7. Okay, and then here are the steps on the left side. You provide the general information, you provide the description, you upload the SAP file, okay, and then once you pass the whole process, including the certification, then your app will appear in Marketplace. Okay, so this facility is provided. So the elements of your application platform, you got the runtime, the ones you run on the device, so that's that Silverlight. You got the tools, you got Visual Studio. You can use Expression Blend if you want to create animations for your Windows 7 application. There's cloud services for it, and then there's all which you could connect to, like supposed to be Twitter, but it didn't work. Or you can connect with the Xbox else to learn. I just showed you bits and pieces of it. There's actually tons to learn, like persistent storage, gestures. I wanted to demo gestures, but since I don't have a touchscreen, it won't work on the emulator. Tombstoning, and a lot of things that I wrote here. Actually, there's more than what's being written here. So the next thing is that how do you learn all this stuff? How do you accelerate the learning? Okay. So Microsoft has this Windows Phone 7 development for absolute beginners. The URL is shown here on screen. It shows you how to use Visual Studio. It even shows you how to code in C#. It shows you how to code SAML, how to work with Silverlight, how to work with the controls. There are even exercises, that will help you, a day-by-day exercise that will help you with the learning curve, such that you become a productive developer right away. Okay, so you can download the tools. There are documentation. There's tutorial. There are videos from Windows Phone 7 development for absolute beginners. Okay, and there is also an SDK that you can download, which actually has all the aside from viewing, my point is, aside from viewing online, it also has an offline edition. Okay, so you can also view being offline. And again, the tools are free. You can download it from developer.windowsphone.com. Just go to this URL. Okay, this is also where you register for AppHub, and so you can publish your applications. And then, call to action to download the tools, and the URLs. These are the resources you should go to learn more about developing Windows Phone 7 applications. So that ends my session. Thank you.